On today's episode, renowned female artist shows us her latest solo exhibition at R21 Gallery in Lagos. Then in another part of the commercial city, we get snapshots of what gives Lagos its color and flavor. Plus, the other amazing images and words you sent in, which we'll be sharing with you on Art House today. Great to have you. I'm Melinda Akinlami.
Our wordsmith for today is titled Morning by Ndubisi Josiah. So fresh in dawn's quivers, the dew sings for her giggling. Birds eulogizes her beauty, she awakens us all to duty. March we out different paths, to our orchards labor we on. Afternoon cut and yank her away, another side of the coin face we. All elements we battle on to win, before us death struck morning, now afternoon bleeding to die, making way for the inevitable. Dusk came with a wipe, the roosters and his clan hurried home, human night's beckons hug, nature's wheels unstoppable, the life circle of mortals spins. Days die to be reborn, but we once we visit.
Thanks, Ndubisi, our wordsmith for this week. Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria, has been dubbed as the land of dreams. A lot of people throng in daily in search of greener pastures, hoping that when they get here, things will change for the better. This photographer captures the rush and the colors and flavors of this energetic city at her solo exhibition.
Photographic prints from the Lagos scenery captured through the lens of photographer Dayo Akimbode while riding and cycling has been put together for this solo exhibition titled The Colors and Flavors of Lagos at the Freedom Park in the commercial city.
Lagos is such a beautiful place, very colorful. The first thing that strikes you when you come into Lagos, if you're coming from, say, Ibadan, you see the yellow buses. So yellow stands out. If you go to the beach, you see the yellow of the sunset and the yellow of the sunrise. So if you go to the markets, you see the umbrellas of the traders, purple, blue, white, green, all the colors. And that's what we're trying to show, the colors and the flavors of Lagos.
A lot of times we get to hear news or stories that are not so good, but Dayo Akinbode's photography, shares the positivity that this state, Lagos, is. She captures images that are enough to, make you stop, think, and appreciate the beauty that Lagos is.
itself defines the variety and the broad-based contributions that we have in the photography space. We are into real estate, so I can appreciate the fact that she has captured most of, well, some of the iconic buildings you can probably consider to be in VI. So that's why my particular interest in this painting.
The images captured using her mobile phone show the elements that make Lagos stand out. They may be familiar to the residents, but this creative reveals some other parts in such a colorful way that's oblivious to the people.
Every single work that is here was taken with my phone camera, and there are pictures that were taken on impulse. I'm a runner. I get up in the morning, I'm going to run. I'm a cyclist. I get up in the morning, I'm going to cycle. And during the course of running or cycling, if I see anything that catches my attention, I stop. I pull out my phone and I take the picture. And the thing about pictures is that once you miss that moment, you have missed it.
It's just magic. It's beautiful, it's stunning, it's raw in its honesty. It captures Lagos in life, in truth. The colors, everything about it. Dayo's work, it's impossible for Dayo's work not to connect with you. And the most amazing thing is that she captures these things in the everyday, just being Dayo.
We have 47 works exhibited here in different sizes, showing the different angles, different spots in Lagos. And now the beauty of these pictures is that many of us would have seen these places before. We have passed through these places, but Dayo now comes and captures them in angles and positions that is mind blowing.
My favorite work I call tasting. It's a man who is tasting groundnuts before deciding to pay for it. We call it tasting. I like the expression of the man's face, and I like it symbolizes that Nigerians or Lagosians have trust in each other. The groundnut seller wants to sell her groundnuts. The man brings out a 1,000 naira bill. The groundnut seller doesn't have change. The man says, "Go get me change." The groundnut seller drops her wares and goes to look for change. The man sits by it and is waiting for her to bring the change. So that speaks volumes. There is trust amongst Nigerians and Lagosians.
This photographer believes if there's anything this pandemic has taught us, it's the spirit of gratitude. Let's all be thankful for everyone and everything in our lives while doing what makes us happy.
Then I have Iyaileja, where it's a typical picture depicting that Nigerian women or Lagos women are really hardworking. So this woman sits down, she has raw fish, She has a fire going on. She's grilling some fish. Some 2 layers of 2 trays of fish are ready for sale.
The damper, I think, is one of the most iconic. And, of course, damper is very Lagos. There are all, equivalents all over the country. But a public bus is, if you like, the stage of the people. That's where you hear the problems. That's where you also hear the solutions that connect with the average human being, with the average citizen, with the average person. So yes, that's really why this piece means a great deal to me. It really does. It connects with me. I think it speaks for Nigeria. It speaks for the people on so many levels.
It shows real Lagos. I mean, the narrative around is, whenever I think about Lagos, you think about congestion, dirty city, and all that. But she's shown us some very beautiful sides in Lagos. She's also shown how lovely the scenery can look. When you go around, you think that there's a bit of a paint of blue, but it's actually the color. Yeah, so she combines the beauty of the sun. You see the sun, the water, and then the blue sky. And then she takes Lagos the way makes it look natural. So you see the Keke Mawa, then you see the Okada, you see the lovely bridge, the Lekki Ikoyi bridge. You see rain, you see sun, so she's done a fantastic work.
The collection is a documentation of these delightful moments like the sunrise, sunset, and blue hour, amongst the many other well-framed pictures which have been frozen in time for future generations.
I like water. I like sunrises. I like sunsets. I like the blue hour. So most of my work, we have an element of water. There's hardly any of my work that does not have water, either in the form of raindrops or in the form of the Lagos Lagoon or in the form of the Atlantic Ocean where Lagos sits.
This engineer and accountant by training decided to pursue her passion when she turned 50. The works of art displayed is the result of her desire to show Lagos as she sees it, color and flavor.
It's been a while. We had a photo exhibition on Art House, and I'm sure you're delighted to experience those lens. We'll also be hearing from an artist who has not been on the radars for a while now, and we'll tell you more about that when Art House returns. Welcome back. On our art quote for this week, a renowned professor tells us why art is essential for humanity.
Art is an incredible tool for human understanding, wonder, love, and integration, but most importantly, hope.
Little wonder that all these emotions Professor Jerry Buhari mentioned are reflected in some of the works of art sent in every week. And these are the works of art you sent this time around. Let's begin with Akintayo Damilola's digital painting called Blissful Smile. Then another piece called Joyful Leap is done with oil on canvas by Iriga Opako. Fashion is the title, is done by Keveth Fred on Mixed Media.
Then Emmanuel Atte has this oil on canvas piece called Black Beauty. Lights or Inner is an acrylic on canvas work done by Francis Zazinano. Then Homework is an oil on canvas piece done by Shola Ogumbi. Our Culture, Our Heritage is created by Oyesam Angel with pen on pelican paper. Samuel Eto'o has this pen and ink on paperwork called Patterns of Samuel Eto'o. Then Joy Idigo has this acrylic on canvas piece called Kanini. Finally, Will to Shine 2021 is an oil on canvas work done by Ade Tolu. And those are the works of art you sent in this week. We appreciate you for sending them in and encourage you to keep them coming.
Those feelings inspire hope, especially during this period where the world is trying to shake off the shackles of the pandemic amidst a third wave caused by a new variant. For some artists, like Ndidi Dike, the peak of COVID-19 inspired her to work around social themes that capture the moment. She displays it in her recent solo exhibition at Art 21 Gallery, Eko Hotel and Suites, Lagos.
For many ardent viewers and collectors who've been wondering where this renowned female artist has been, this exhibition puts that to rest, as Ndidi Dike has been working through an impasse since 2020.
This is a culmination of works from 2020 to 2021, and as we all know, there's been the corona pandemic. And initially, I had started off with a title about intersections and reality of my aesthetics as a vocabulary. Then later on, because of the current circumstances, I changed it to working through an impasse. Because everybody knows that since the corona-19 pandemic, everything has been upended. Nothing is the same anymore. So I had to now readapt some of the current circumstances, happenings in the global world into my artwork.
As expected, the sculptor always strives to leave jaws dropping. Her latest work, revealed at Art 21 Gallery in Eko Hotel and Suites, Lagos, did not disappoint.
That title is, I think it's very appropriate because all of us all over the world, we've been working through an impasse since the pandemic started, and I felt it actually poignantly represents what I was trying to say in my artwork. Even though in Nigeria, I mean, we're constantly working amidst challenges, but I just felt that working through an impasse would be a very good title for this particular body of work, including sculptures, installations, and mixed media paintings.
The 8 massive pieces which take the exhibition space intend to pass a strong message to the world, especially the need to improve the health sector. That's why the artist has incorporated even hospital beds as part of the installations besides other mixed media paintings.
A kindred lament to the quarantine. That was a very emotional and very poignant and very important aspect of this exhibition, because everybody has lost somebody from COVID. And I just couldn't imagine losing a very close family member, and then I'm not allowed to go and see them in hospital. And then maybe they would pass by themselves. So that's like a homage to medical workers, to doctors, to friends and family that have lost someone during this period.
Other hot topics are also infused into this collection, using different elements and material to give attention to detail while creating a visual appeal that draws the audience into this conversation.
We have a multitude of objects and media. Everybody's engaging in care and repair. So that's the concept behind this work. You know, trade, transaction, dispossession, like the masks on the right-hand side. You know, there's this current debate about the Benin bronzes, about returning the artworks to the continent. And that's also an aspect of marketing. It's an aspect of finance. It's an aspect of world trade in terms of how much do these museums make every year based on objects that have been taken from Africa but are displayed to the public in Europe, America, and so forth. So once in a while, I also like to, you know, put in those little nuances so that we don't forget and people become sensitive and continuously remember that a lot of what we see outside actually came from Africa.
This multidisciplinary artist always tries to bring shock factor to the hall anytime it's showtime. And for those who've missed her larger-than-life instructive pieces, her latest solo show was worth the wait.
Yes, I guess it was after all this time. Such a bundle of talent and hard work. Ndidi Dike putting the D in the details. A lot, you can tell, went into the production of those images. Check out the sizes. Well done. We have more great art for you next time on the program.
Next week on Art House. On the next episode of Art House, we see a shared tale of experiences, a group exhibition at Artpedia Gallery, Lagos. Then in another part of the metropolis, Sylvester Aguda is revealing his interactions in rich colors and styles through his latest solo show. So there's more sights and sounds on Art House when you tune in next time.
Your Art House experience doesn't have to end when the show is not on television. Interact with us on our various social media platforms. See any edition of Art House on our website or YouTube page. Join our very interactive Facebook page by joining the group on Art House on Channels. We're everywhere.
So you definitely won't want to miss the next episode. And if you do, play catch up on our YouTube page where you can see all the editions of Art House. I appreciate you always for spending time with us. I'm Melinda Akinlami, encouraging you to stay safe and keep being creative.